Arthur C. Clarke once wrote that magic is just science that we don't understand yet. The numbers are the science that explain the magic. Ever since Season 1, the numbers have been a fascinating construct of Lost. They appear in multiple places across the show in both background detail and in the plot-related foreground. Most notably, they appear on the hatch and are used as the code for the computer that saves the world. But they are really introduced as a notable element in Hurley's first flashback story. He uses the numbers he heard from a fellow institution patient to play and win the lottery, which changes the course of his life. More importantly, it leads him to the island, just like many others before him. So, what exactly are the numbers? What do they mean, and why do they appear everywhere? The numbers are ultimately a symbol for predestination. They were used by a mathematician Enzo Valenzetti in the 1960s in a mathematical equation. This Valenzetti equation aimed to predict the end of humanity, and the numbers formed its numerical constants. What Valenzetti had really discovered was a key to understanding fate itself. The numbers are proof that there is a quote-unquote God in the machine, or a design to existence. All of the events of Lost occur as the result of a time loop that must be fulfilled by our main characters or else risk the end of the world. The island has to ensure that these characters go back in time to cause the events in the past to happen, such as the incident, because this causality cannot be unwritten. It also means that everything that happens on and off the island throughout history must go towards fulfilling this destiny. So all of the weird coincidences, in which people crossed paths. All of the strange events and life-altering trajectories that happen to our castaways throughout their lives. All of it was in service of getting them aboard Oceanic 815. To have them crash on the island and traveling back in time. The numbers, therefore, are simply the equation that identifies this formula to fate. They pop up everywhere to remind us that everything happens for a reason. The source flows out to the world and leaves behind a kind of numerical signature everywhere it goes. Think of the numbers like the source code in the Matrix. A recurring numerical pattern that helps to prove that reality is a construct to some extent. That there is an architect. A prime mover. The numbers are also embodied by Jacob's surviving candidates in Season 6. It was by design that candidates 4, 8, 15, 16, 23 and 42 would be the last remaining agents of change in the endgame. The formula does allow for variables sometimes, such as Kate, who saved Flock a bullet in the end. In summary, the numbers are a mathematical peek behind the curtain at how the source, aka fate, works in terms of mathematical calculation. It is simply science being used to explain faith. Thank you for watching. Future videos will be forthcoming on other mysteries in the show. Until then, stay lost.